Good evening. This official launch of the Universal Service Fund in St. Kitts and Nevis marks a significant milestone in the development of telecommunications sector of the Federation. It also represents a major step in the evolution of the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, NTRC, as the institution charged with the responsibility for regulating the telecommunications sector. In fact, this ceremony could be considered as an event to signify that the NTRC has reached maturity and is ready to fully embrace all of its responsibility as a communications regulator for St. Kitts and Nevis. The Universal Service Fund opens up tremendous opportunities and challenges for the NTRC in terms of the opportunities arising from the USF. The Universal Service Fund will lead to the development and implementation of projects that will result in the expansion of telecommunications services. Very importantly also, the fund will help to make telecommunications services available to sectors of our society that may have been left behind despite the overall rapid expansion of the telecommunications sector since the liberalization of the sector started about 10 years ago. However, there will be challenges that the NTRC will face in the operation of the fund. The management of the fund must meet the highest level of integrity, transparency, and accountability. The Universal Service Fund regulations, that is, Statutory Rules and Orders number 2 of 2008, clearly sets out the framework within which the fund must be operated, and the NTRC must adhere to the requirements of these regulations. The NTRC must therefore ensure that it is positioned and equips itself to meet these requirements. The operation of the fund is no minor matter, and the government of the Federation, the service providers, and the wider public expect that the management of the fund will fulfill the high standard of probity. I am confident that the NTRC will meet this challenge, and I wish to pledge the continued support of my ministry and the government of the Federation to the NTRC as it enters this new phase of its operation. Several of our region counterparts are present here tonight, in particular, representative of NTRCs, of other ECTEL member representatives, member states and representatives, and the director of ECTEL based in St. Lucia. I wish to thank them for being present to participate in this ceremony, and I also wish to take this opportunity to recognize the efforts of ECTEL towards the development of the Universal Fund in St. Kitts and Nevis and in the wider ECTEL region. I would also like to mention, through a project called the Telecommunication and ICT Development Project, or TIC project, ECTEL undertook the development of the Universal Service Regulations and the Universal Service Guidelines, which are now in use in all ECTEL member states. The TIC project is funded by the World Bank and the governments of the ECTEL member states. And apart from contributing to the framework for the establishment of the Universal Service Funds, this project is also expected to fund a Universal Service pilot project in each member state. I look forward to the development and implementation of the pilot project for St. Kitts and Nevis in the near future. The Universal Fund is essentially made up of financial contributions from the licensed telecommunications service providers in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And on behalf of the government of the Federation, I wish to acknowledge the significant contribution that the telecommunications service providers have made to the economic and social development of this country, especially in the last few years. Their financial input to the fund will ensure that they continue to contribute to national development, and it is expected that the USF projects are implemented in the manner to demand for the services that will be increased. Therefore, their inputs to the fund should be considered an investment which should provide benefits to the telecommunications providers in the future. ECTEL Annual Telecommunications Sector Review for the year ended March 2009 showed that mobile penetration in St. Kitts and Nevis stood at 148.4%. This, by any standard, is a remarkable achievement which reflects the extent to which our population has embraced mobile technology. Whereas our high level of mobile penetration might suggest that the expansion of basic mobile service should not be a priority for the Universal Service Fund, we still have a challenge to make better and more efficient use of mobile technology. We need to go beyond using mobile phones merely to make calls and send texts. We need to find ways of developing applications that will enable us to use mobile technology to contribute more towards personal and national development. For example, we should develop mobile applications to enhance our competitiveness in business, to contribute to the education of our people, and to improve services provided by government. I am therefore hopeful that the Universal Service Fund will contribute to projects that lead to the creation of mobile applications that can help improve the lives of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. The ECTEL Telecommunications Sector Review of 2009 also states that the level of internet penetration in the Federation stood at 24.9%. While this number may compare favorably with many developing countries, it is by no means acceptable, and in this digital age, we must continue to strive to improve on the availability and use of internet throughout the Federation. The Universal Service Fund must therefore face head-on the challenge of increasing the level of internet penetration and bring to light the innovative and relevant projects to stimulate internet services. In closing, I wish to congratulate the NTRC on the achievement of this milestone of the launch of the Universal Service Fund. The NTRC should use this launch not only as an opportunity to make the stakeholders in the telecommunications sector aware of the USF, but it should also consider this event as a start of a new era in which it will be more visible to the wider population. The Universal Service Fund has the potential to enhance the lives of many people and to further increase the contribution of telecommunications to economic development. This, therefore, creates a good opportunity for the NTRC to enhance its profile as a national institution. It is also the ideal opportunity for the NTRC to launch an extensive public education campaign about its own operations, of which a Universal Fund is an integral component. 10 years ago, the leaders of our OCS region established the NTRC and ECTEL with the aim of ensuring in the long run that all our citizens has access to a wide range of affordable, modern, high-quality telecommunication and ICT services. Some of the goals have met to some degree, but the implementation of the Universal Fund will further consolidate the gains that we have made over the last 10 years. I look forward to seeing many successful projects from the Universal Service Fund, and I wish the NTRC all the best in the operation of the USF and in all of its other endeavors. Thank you. God bless.